Look at what we just discussed. Where are their hands at? Are their elbows up, right? If those elbows are way down, that could be based on what? Flexibility. Go to press, press it up. Just press and lock it out. You guys are always looking on the horizon, neutral. Now, is their head at their chin? Is their head jutting forward? Is their head relaxed? These are things that I'm looking at. Now, open your shoulder for me. Just open as much as you comfortably can. We're just looking through some very simple movement here, what your body does. You can see who has hypermobility and who does not. And from the profile here, we can see that some of these things are not like the other, but they are similar, right? And y'all look on the horizon. Don't stare at me. 1,000-yard stare on the horizon. Getting ready to press, strict, 700 pounds over our heads, right? So press, and we want to look at where their natural foundation is. Is it created properly? Now open. Who's the most hypermobile in this group? Recover. And yet we still have some hypermobility going on, right? All I'm doing here is I'm finding out with this simple movement who is hypermobile. So let's talk about Shelby. Let's say that I've never met her and I don't know what she can do. And so that the rest of you can see, just press up for me and just open. Well, that's a hypermobile shoulder. She's opening quite a bit. Do you think that's going to be hypermobile if she throws a big kipping swing? You're damn right it is. Take a break and recover. So these are things that we want to know about you through simple movement this morning, right? Okay, so here's going to be the deal. What would be another way to kind of open that shoulder, right? Where we can start putting some force against it. Well, I'm going to have him keep his legs straight, and he may have to back up some due to flexibility here down. I just want him to bend the hip, keep the hands right where they are, and drop the chest. That's all I want him to do. He's going to go as far as he comfortably can, right? Flat back, we'll have a lumbar curve, straight legs. And what's he doing? We're opening that shoulder, okay? We should see flat backs, lumbar curve, straight legs. That's what I want to see right there. Good job. All right. Shay, thanks for volunteering. Come on up. I don't know if y'all know it or not. Everybody got promoted to demo bitch today, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I just want you to go to the lower end of a walking lunge. Big step. Now look where we have that knee. Right over that ankle, okay? So in this particular movement, when you're hitting your walking lunge, I want to see that knee right over it. If we're jutting that knee too far forward over that ankle, that's a lot of stress on patella tendon. Believe it or not, you can recover. This is going to tell me a lot about you. All you're going to do is walk to the other side of the room. Fair enough? Take a longer step. I want that knee directly over the ankle. And it's okay if you look like Monty Python doing the funny walk, all right? Next line. There you go. Better. Good, Morgan. So what the hell am I doing? Well, obviously I'm seeing how you basically connect to the ground, right? Here's what you're telling me. I've got some people who don't know where the hell to put their hands and they're balancing with them. I've got others, it's no big deal. Some are looking right at the ground in front of them. Others, you're looking on the horizon. This is no big deal, I know where I'm going. You're telling me a lot about your spatial awareness right now, okay? Lock out your elbows, press it up, open your shoulders. Keep them there, don't let them relax. As you press it up, maintaining the lunge that you did going forward, reverse lunge to me. Once you get back here to the red line, I'll tell you to stop. Hands up, press them up. Shoulders open, elbows locked out. Good, now your job is that when they get to you, you tap them out, okay? Next line, turn around. Everything we do forward, we should also try to work it in a different plane as we go backward. Your standards are hands together, press them up. Open the shoulder while you're doing that. As you're walking, don't relax it. I got a 45-pound plate above my head, right? I want my foundation correct underneath me. Hands together, press it up, begin your lunge. Next line. Set. What I'd like you to do is this. You're going to take your right leg, you're going to put it over your left, and I just want you to give me a one-legged squat, okay? A cross-leg pistol, if you will. I don't care how you find balance, right? If you round out your back, that's great. If you have a flat back lumbar curve, outstanding. Do not go ATG. I don't want ass to the grass. I want your knee just parallel to the floor, all right? We can see as we look down the line, we've got different flexibility issues, right? We've got different balance issues going on here. If we look at that young lady on the end, Shay there, she's also got a dominant side to her body. We know this, right? So what we're looking at with both of you that you guys can look at them about, if I compare both of you in the movement, You've got a flat back lumbar curve. You obviously have a dominant side of your body, right? You've got a dominant side of your body. Your back's a bit more rounded. I see your heel coming up off the ground. So we're pretty tight from the erectors down to that Achilles. That's it. So we're just watching you move here and see who's got it. Doesn't have to be a big, flexible cross. Just put it right over the knee and come down and hit. You can track that foot right or left as you do it. Don't go ATG, Marshall. Just think parallel. Good. And go to your body's capacity. Don't go beyond it. Next line, begin. All right, so what are we looking at here? Obviously balance, flexibility, strength, right? How many of you can do a straight-legged pistol? I mean, and keep the leg straight, right? Very few of you. So the thing of it is, that's why we'll go with a cross-legged first on this thing. So when we see this, we've got good foundation, nice squat there, flat back, lumbar curve, obviously balanced. But imagine if from her erectors all the way down to that Achilles, it's extremely tight. It will affect that movement, right? This is not just about your glute and your hand being flexible. It is the entire tissue we've got there. Nice job. You can take a break. Show off. All right, so, and since you did so good at that, I want you to do something else. But what does that tell me about her? She's strong, she's flexible, right? She can hit the movement. I'm going to have you on this red line here facing me. And I'm just going to have you get into a push-up position. So we're going to completely change the mood here for a little bit. So she's in a normal push-up position. Now what I want you to do is deactivate your shoulders. That doesn't look real active, does it? Deactivate your hollow in your back. See, when you see somebody get into this type of push-up position, that's not real good, right? So let's get back to a nice active position. We have the hands directly over that shoulder, and that's fine. If she wants to, due to wrist flexibility or inflexibility, she can turn that hand slightly. I'm good with that. Yeah, it technically opens the shoulder a bit, but it's more about that wrist flexibility. One thing I want, like what I see here, is this is a hollow position. We don't have a massive curve here, do we? The lumbar curve is gone because she's contracting this costal arch to this hip, and I can even feel it, right? I want her to maintain that in the movement she's about to do. Keeping her palms flat on the ground, straight-legged, she's going to start walking her feet towards her hands. So she'll just go on tiptoe and go as far as she can. Once she gets to her body's capacity, she'll stop, then walk the hands forward. Once we get back to push-up position, we begin again. We call these inchworms. Keep going. Now the goal here is to get the feet beyond the hands. Palms stay flat on the ground. So when we talk about a dynamic stretch, that means we've got to stretch while she's moving, right? And I guarantee you this is work. Okay? And begin your movement. Legs are straight, just walking your feet toward your hands. Palms do not come off the ground. Go back down. Once you hit it, you can hit it again. Nice. And it doesn't matter to me if you look like a pyramid or a horseshoe. We want to find out what your flexibility is. If you start to see that palm come up, well, they're compensating for the lack of flexibility to finish the movement. Marshall's going to get in push-up position, but we're going to add something to it this time. So get set. So that's what we want to see, that nice position. Hands are even wide for a good foundation. We can see that contraction of the hollow. We know, too, he has an understanding of that movement. Now, keeping this form, we're going to start training a little of that strength and form, right? So his right or left cheek of his face can touch the ground. I don't care which one he picks. So go down as low as you can, turning your face. Up. Now inchworm. So we're adding a push-up to this movement. By making the cheek touch the ground, we're adding a range of motion. Once you get there, hit it again. You can pick right or left. It doesn't matter. You can alternate. I do not know what it says about you as a person. Don't care. All I want to do is a deep range of motion push-up. But look at how active his hollow contraction is. That's what's most important in this. Nice job. For those of you who don't have push-ups in your repertoire, this will suck. Begin your movement. Right or left cheek is fine. Straight legs. Don't let the palms come off the ground. You guys will also notice something too. Look at their push-ups. You've got some that the elbows are where? Right beside the body as they go up and down. All right, so look, here's what I'm doing here. And I want to talk about it because this is what your weekend's going to be like. We just took away your sight, correct? You had to feel this movement more, correct? And we're making it easy on you. We don't have a weight above your head or anything. We're just watching you simply move in the room. How do you connect to the earth is very important to me as a coach. To know if you're confident, if you're not. Are you wobbling? Are you falling down? I've had people walk backwards and fall completely out of this, right? So you're telling me a lot about you. But are there really 5 senses to the human body? Well, the answer to that's an absolute no. That's what we get told in kindergarten, right? And then we try to remember it when we're called out on the spot. You know, that hearing and sight thing, I think you're still working on it. But here's the reality. What about your sense of fight or flight? What about your sense of temperature, right? What about your sense of spatial awareness? Where am I at in the room? Where am I at when I'm dropping my ass under that bar because Coach Berger's yelling at me to do that snatch correctly, right? I've got to feel that movement, do I not? There's not always a focal plane's what I'm getting at. So when we take your sight away from you, you're telling me a lot about how you respond. This is stuff that I do in elements classes all the time. You say a lot about you just in simple movement, everyday movement. Fair enough? So when we take that away, how do you react to it? Because today, when I get you upside down on that bar and I say get your hips above your shoulders, press your feet and hips up, you're not going to be able to look at it. You're going to have to feel your way through it.